Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dasha. So excited to be back. So excited to be here. Thank you so much for watching. Today, we're talking all about Osho and my experience um, around spending 30 days in Puna Osho Center in India. So I'm super duper excited to be sharing about my experience. It was totally wild and mind-blowing. And yeah, I'm excited to share how that was for me and any tips that I have. If you're thinking of going, feel free to ask me any questions in the comments. And as always, I love for you to share favorite frames, FF, in the comments, anything that excited you, inspired you, any takeaways that you get from this talk. So where do I begin? I think I'll begin by sharing that something wild and magical pulled me to India this time around. I have a love-hate relationship with India. I've been there 4 times now, and every time I went, I was like, I am never coming back. And this time I was at a Tantra retreat with an Osho disciple, Sarita, and we were sitting having a meal one time, and she said that India has a special magical quality, and that when there is something that you are not looking at, it brings it to the surface. When you arrive to India, all the things that you've been ignoring, they come up. And that was the freaking preface to my trip this time around. It was a hard decision to choose to go to India because it would mean I wouldn't see my boyfriend for a very long time, and it was just complicated. But it was also this kind of once in a lifetime opportunity that I couldn't miss, and my heart and soul didn't let me. Even after I got all these signs, I couldn't get the visa. I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And one thing that got really in my way was money, like ability to buy the flights to go. And in the end, it all worked out like it always does, because we are abundant creatures and we trick ourselves to think that we are in scarcity. More on that in my money videos that you can find in the playlist. But then I was going to go to this India yoga teacher in Rishikesh that I always go to. It was easy, it was comfortable. But I was pulled to Osho International, which is the main retreat center. And I didn't realize, I thought there was only one in Greece, but there's over 300 all over the world. Can you believe it? And some of you may have watched Wild Wild Country. What an interesting documentary. And I mean, I think there's a shadow to everything, right? And I just want to talk to the magic of what was originally created, like the fact that they could bring all these people together to build something together in such a short amount of time, to collate everyone's genius, and everyone was just giving and sharing and being, it's like, wow, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. That's so special. That's so sacred. And so Osho's remains, he got cremated. They are in the center, in one of the buildings. He was like buried there, like his ashes. And the energy is insane, like I'm coming live to you from the Dao Garden Center in Chiang Mai, which is the center for Mantak Chia. And people say like, wow, it's the people that get drawn. They're so magical. We were having this conversation the other night. And it's the same with the Osho Center. The people that come there, I mean, it's pretty incredible, It's like, for me as a 30-year-old, to be around all these incredible elders, and in our society, there's so much shaming and just like throwing out of the older generation. There's the archetypes of the young people, that's what's celebrated, and then but there it's like, so it's like generations of knowledge and experience and magic, and it was really beautiful. but also big wave of young people. And it's really funny because a lot of younger people come to discover because their parents are sannyasin. And sannyasin are people who are devotees to Osho. They give up their name, they change their name, and they're devoted to that meditation, that way of living. And it's so magical, so many, connecting with so many people whose parents are sannyas. Like, wow, what an interesting community, right? There was dancing all the time. It was so nourishing for my soul because it's something that I love to do, to move. And there was music and dance and celebration. And how it works is it's open, I think, all year round. Some seasons are busier, yeah. So I was there during the busy season. I tend to avoid busy season because it's too busy, it's too much, it's overwhelming. But this was just right. It was magical. It was like so many more workshops, so many more offerings, so many people. But the place is huge. It's made for thousands. Like it's enormous. So it doesn't feel like, oh, there's enough space. It's just, it feels full and alive. So I highly recommend to go around the New Year's. That is the good time. And I really saw it. I arrived, I think, just start of December, end of November. Yeah, end of November, December, 3rd. I arrived 3rd of November or December. And I felt it like the week I was there, it was like kind of empty. And then suddenly it just, wow, more and more and more and more and more and more offerings. And it was amazing. So the schedule is from 6 a.m. There's a meditation and it goes to 11:30 p.m. So there's all these different meditations all day long. You can just buy like a day pass, week pass, 2-week pass, 30-day pass. That's what I had, 30-day pass. And the longer the pass, like the cheaper it kind of gets. I think 30 days, it's like 60% off. And you can go to anything and everything. You get a card and you swipe in and out, and you can go enjoy. There's dancing, all the different dynamic meditations. There's like Zen archery. Oh my God, there's like, they have special evening events where it's dancing and crafts and just all this everything. It's so amazing. And like you really feel their heart and their energy, like the way they decorate it to make it so special. And I just felt like it was really special. And you can live there. Yeah, so you can live there and you can eat there, and it's just everything is there. You know, there's you can get massages, treatments, and then there's all these kinds of different workshops on top of that. So on top of buying the pass, you can then buy extra courses. So they run courses all the time. There's new course all the time. So on top of the daily thing, you can also do courses. For me, I just wanted a place to work and meditate. So I was like, I'm good. I don't need to do no courses. I'm about to go for 4 weeks to the winter retreat with Mantag Chia. I'm okay. But oh my God, the power and the potency of these meditations, holy shit. And I mean, like, I wasn't just doing one meditation a day because I can't help myself. I was like, oh, I have to try this and that and this and dance. And oh my gosh, I had to cut it down eventually. But I just wanted to have that energy. And because the Tantra retreat I did in Khajuraho, which is like where Tantra was born, and there's all these ancient temples. That's why I had to go. I had to go there. And it's the Osho lineage. So we were already doing a lot of the meditations and I wanted to continue. And I also love the energy and I wanted to continue with Tantra, but the Puna is not that. Puna is Zen. It's very Zen. It's not Tantra. Although I did meet a Tantra master there because I was saying like, oh, I came here for the Tantra, there's no Tantra, but it's okay. And someone's like, well, you should be talking to the right people. And I was like, who? And then there was Margot Anand there actually. So I got to meet her and connect with her and just got the most beautiful reflection. Like I was in awe. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know what to say. And I was just walking past and I smiled and she called me the ecstatic one and said that she's been watching me and saying that I am embodiment of Tantra and allowing like the pulsation of life to move through me. And it was just so beautiful, like to get that reflection. I was going through a really tough time in that moment. So it was just like the universe like holding me and catching me. So yeah, the first 2 weeks were chill. I had very good, it's a great place for digital nomads. Like I wasn't going too hard. I was avoiding the dynamic meditation. I did it once a lot. Don't need this shit. There's lots of active meditations. I'm sorry if I called them, I always call them all of them dynamic, but they're all active and there's one dynamic, the famous one. And then I opened a portal. And oh my gosh, so there's the auditorium, and every day there's the white robe meeting. So if you're familiar with the structure, you know how it is. If you're not, so what happens is, especially in this center, and I know some other centers around the world follow this, you wear a maroon robe for everything until a certain time where you change to the white robe just for the white robe meeting. And then after you change straight away, and then you go and change into normal clothes. So the white robe meeting is a meditation in itself, and everyone hates it. I mean, not everyone, but a lot of people hate it. A lot of people avoid it. I was telling my friend this, who is like a lover of Osho, like, and of the center and of the meditation. And he was like, you're missing the point. Watch these videos, like comment below if you have missed the point and would like to watch these videos. I will share the links. You missed the point. Watch these videos. I'm watching the videos and I'm like, oh my God, is this guy inside my head? Is this guy inside my head? And it's funny, it's like the psychology of it. And there's a part of me that's like, is he just making this mean more than it is? But nonetheless, everything is energy, everything is intention, right? And I set an intention. I looked up because it's like the auditorium is a pyramid. I looked up in the center. I think I was dancing in the center, and I was like, I am ready to open my heart fully to love. And I like, hit me with the worst rejection. I'm ready. Oh my God. Why did I call that in? It was the most intense lesson for 2 weeks. It was the most intense experience of my life. I was experiencing the most amount of pleasure I could ever experience, like the naturally, so high on oxytocin, naturally, in full, like, wow, it was wow. And the most painful rejection. And it was like everything around me was rejecting me. But this started already. Like I was already had a relationship with rejection and playing things out before even saying that. So then it all started. And it's funny, the day that I opened that portal, I got kicked out of the meeting. And I was like, here we go. And I was very attached to being there. Normally I hated it, but there was live music. It felt so good on my cells, my soul. Everything was divine. And then I was kicked out and I had to be with that. And then I just kept dealing with this like roller coaster. But the thing that I got to learn there, because there was so many resources, obviously I started going to the dynamic meditation. And the phase that I thought was emotional release was actually going crazy. It's embodying your crazy, letting your crazy, your freak flag fly, whatever freak whatever that saying is. It's like letting it out, like you can do whatever, you can laugh, you can cry, you can be angry. And I just really got the power of that meditation that I never saw or understood. So it was profound. I mean, I journeyed with all Kundalini, like I journeyed with all the meditations, and the more you do them, they're profound. But the thing that changed my life forever was whirling. And you know when you hear something and you're drawn to it, you don't even know it. I've had this with whirling. I'm like, I'm so fascinated by Sufi whirling. I've seen it around. I'm like, I want to learn. And at the Osho Center, it's so beautiful because they wear these skirts. Actually, I need to get this video. One day they totally disturbed my meditation to film me with a freaking drone while I was whirling. And I was like, okay, this is going to make some good video. I will allow it. But it totally was that. So that reminds me, I'm going to try and get that. but it's so profoundly beautiful. Just witnessing everyone whirling, and they did this incredible like performance during Christmas and New Year's celebration. And it was like the most amazing music. Like I could feel my heart opening. It was like crying. It was just, and in the end, they invited everyone to go in. And I was already an experienced whirler by that point, because at the start, you have to go slow. And this was challenging because it was a small area. And I like to be apart because I don't want to bash into anyone. I don't want to hit anyone. And here you were like whirling with everyone. But it was so beautiful because I was in there, in the skirts, whirling with the colors. I thought I was tripping out. It was such a magical, beautiful experience. Like, wow. Like, wow. And it was just profound. But the whole journey of me learning how to whirl was profound, and the lessons I got from whirling. And I remember when I watched my friend whirl, and I was like, how do you whirl for so long? And then she's like, I don't know, I just do. And then on the last day, I had a friend say, I cried watching you whirl for like 20 minutes. I just cried watching you whirl. How do you whirl for so long? It was such a full circle moment. And, I can answer that actually, because when you first start, you're tense and you're controlling and you're scared. And what whirling taught me was to surrender, to soften, to let go, and trust that you are held no matter what. And it was an embodied experience, because you're terrified that you're going to fall because you see other people fall. There was one guy that came and he just fucking fell. And everyone's like, whoa, 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 like, stop, stop, stop. Don't go like that. Slow down. But once you get in the rhythm of it, yeah, and you practice, I guess, it's like the momentum catches you. Even if you're tripping, you are caught. And you just open your heart and you just soften. And I remember it was so much pain, like, because I was holding on so much tension, and it was like, just soften and relax, soften into the momentum and be held. And it was like, whoa, oh my God. And it just taught me so much about life, and around my heart, the softening, letting go, trusting the universe. And when I first had this experience of whirling, and ever since, I see the impermanence. That was the other beautiful thing that really helped me heal my heart, the impermanence. So I was able to whirl with the universe, and I could see all my lives, the future and the past, the impermanence of it just moving around me like. It was so divine. It was so beautiful. It was so magical. So, yeah, like, and not closing your heart. Like, the heart can handle anything. It is so deeply strong. And for some reason, we're so scared that it cannot. And I've learned that nothing can break your heart. Nothing can, if you have a really bad heartbreak or rejection or betrayal, nothing will ever impact you. Like, you will never, it doesn't mean you will never find love again. It doesn't mean you will never heal again. It doesn't mean it's over. The only way that you block yourself from receiving love is by shutting your heart. There was actually someone at the center, and they were sharing the success, like they are finally ready to open their heart after 15 years. Dude, the heartbreak I went through, I think I would be like that person. But I transmuted it, and I didn't have to close my heart, which is something that I'm like, feel like revolutionary. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone talk about the power of the heart that way, the ability to actually transmute everything, that you don't need to close it when things get scary or painful. You actually have to just ride the waves. And that was another lesson from whirling, is riding the waves. So it was just the most magical, profound experience for me. And I know everyone that comes there has an incredible experience. Like I have this one friend in mind. He did all these different workshops and the courses, and he just transformed his essence. He was so much lighter, so much happier, open. It was just beautiful. It was so, so beautiful. It was so, so beautiful. And I highly recommend it. I love that center. Puna in itself is a beautiful place. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So many trees, it's so green, it's beautiful restaurants, beautiful people. Like I just had the most incredible time. I had so many magical like synchronicities that told me like you're meant to be here. Like my only friend from Perth moved back there. I was there when I was there, like showing me around. I was like, what the heck? I have a friend here. This is insane. Beautiful connections with beautiful people. Beautiful people, beautiful conversations. You know, it's like people like all on the same wavelength. And I forget how magical that is because I'm always attracting everyone on the same link. I don't ever feel like I have to wear a mask. I have to be something I'm not. And I'm learning so much about that right now, especially in every situation, that it's like, even when I go into the normie world and do normie things, I don't have to, I can still be myself, you know? And yeah, so it's been really amazing. So I'm really happy and grateful. So logistics, let's talk about logistics. You can stay in the center or you can stay outside. There's a lot of accommodation. So if you have a scooter, you can hire a scooter. There's parking, you can have a car. You can eat there, you can eat outside, many restaurants. So lots of freedom. Yeah. The internet's very good at the retreat center, highly checked. Yeah, so it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Really beautiful. So yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. Yeah, your biggest takeaways, inspirations, if you feel inspired, excited, if you have any questions. Yeah, I feel deeply grateful for the medicine of the place. The energy is just next level. The people are really beautiful and kind. The practices are life-changing. And I think for me, what was really important is the structure. You know, there was always a class and I always went. Like I didn't even question whether I would go or not. Maybe for the morning, the dynamic. But even when I sat, I'm like going every single day. I went for a whole week, every day. And I was like, I'm going even when I had no sleep, we stayed up all night. I'm like, I'm still fucking going. Yeah. So it's really good to have that energy and community to do it together, the practices. So thank you so much for listening to this video. Thank you for listening to my story. It was like, I say I'm on a soul pilgrimage and it's been a wild ride, and yeah, it keeps on being a wild ride, but I'm so grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful for it. Oh yeah, also wanted to share a little bit about the Osho lineage, because both my mentors are Osho lineage and they talk so beautifully. And I think my biggest takeaway around Osho is totality, doing everything to the fullest, and also merging the worlds of like spirituality, enlightenment, seriousness, playfulness, magic, pleasure, allowing all of that to be sacred. And that's the thing with Tantra. Everything is sacred, everything. So we're not shaming or suppressing anything. And I am offering some couples coaching, tantric sex, and relationship transformation. So if you feel excited and inspired to dive deeper into that, then just say, I would like more information on the couples coaching, and I will send you the information, because it's a beautiful, beautiful journey to go on together. And one of my mentors, Layla Martin, says that you can do all the self-development in the world, but the deepest, most profound self-development happens in partnership. So if that's your next step, you know where to find me. I would be honored to be in service. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you comment, that really supports my channel as well. If you share this with anyone, that really supports my channel as well. Maybe last little logistics. How to get a Puna. You can get a train. I went by train to Mumbai from Puna. You can fly to Puna. You can go with night buses. It's super, super easy. Yeah, anyway, lots of taxis, lots of tuk-tuks. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Big love. Thank you.